Hello and welcome to this demonstration of the Windows Bridal Profit System software from BBL Systems. WinBPS is a state-of-the-art Microsoft Windows software application designed to reduce the cost and enhance the efficiency of any bridal, prom, or tuxedo store operation. WinBPS is designed specifically to reduce the time to operate a store while providing large volumes of organized business data, allowing store management to make informed, intelligent decisions. The system was created with a complete knowledge and understanding of a special occasion store's workflow. This understanding has allowed us to create a system that is easy to learn and fast to implement. WinBPS is a feature-rich application, an application that you will not outgrow or become frustrated with because of any lack of capability. All features found within WinBPS are a direct result of customer requests, and BBL is very pleased to incorporate new requested features in each new version of WinBPS. This demonstration is going to cover the basic operation functions in WinBPS. So let's get started. First, we'll talk about prospects. A prospect is somebody that comes into your shop with an interest in registering their wedding with your shop, but they haven't yet committed to doing so. WinBPS has some great marketing tools that you can use to follow up with these prospects in an effort to entice them to come back to your shop to ultimately register their wedding with you. Let's add a prospect now. Here's the prospect details screen. This is where I'm going to type in the name, address, and phone number information for this prospect. I'm also going to put in her email address. There. Now I've entered her basic information, including her name, address, phone numbers, email addresses, and the event date as well. Now let's go to the Interest and History tab. This is where you can actually enter in specific information about the pieces of inventory that this customer may have expressed an interest in while she was there in your store. Let's say that she was interested in this style number 1234. She's going to need a size 12, and she'll be getting it in white if she decides to purchase it from us. You can see you can add any number of inventory items to this Interest and History page. To get information about the item that you've entered, just double-click on it. When I add an item to this Interest section, the program automatically counts that as one count of activity toward that inventory item. WinBPS allows you to run reports showing you inventory by activity, so you can see what pieces of inventory are generating a lot of interest and which ones may not be generating very much. You can also print a worksheet. If this prospect was ever to come back to the store and if they wanted to review what it was that they had purchased, it's really easy to do. Just go back to their prospect card, click the print button, choose Worksheet. Here we'll have the worksheet go to the screen so you'll be able to see it. You can print this out and use that to walk around the store to go back to revisit those items that this prospect was interested in. So that's entering prospects into WinBPS. WinBPS has got some great marketing tools that you can use to follow up with your customers and your prospects. Let's say we wanted to print out a letter to that prospect we entered earlier. We'll just go to Prospects, enter her name, go to the Details tab and click the Print button at the bottom. Then choose Letter. WinBPS has a built-in word processor that you can use to create pre-formed letters ahead of time, so that when it comes time to print one for a customer, you just choose it from the list and click OK. The letter gets displayed to the screen first. Here you can see what the letter will look like before it prints. If I click on Show Field Values, we'll actually see the name of the customer and their address information. From here I can just click the print button. Or, if you have the optional email module for WinBPS, you could click this button to actually send this document directly to the customer as an email. That's how to print out one letter for one prospect. But WinBPS also offers what we call a mass mailing function that allow you to print out multiple letters for multiple contacts, be they prospects or customers, based on a criteria that you set yourself. So for example, you could print out a form letter to all the prospects that were registered between two dates. You could print out letters for all the prospects that were entered at the end of each week. It's a great way to show the prospect that you're very, very interested in getting their business. Well, thanks to the favorable impression you left on our prospect Cindy, she's decided to come back and register her wedding with your shop. Great! Let's convert her prospect card into a wedding event registry. Just go back to Prospects, type in her name and find her record. Click on Create Event. You can see that all of the information from the prospect card just got automatically transferred to the event card. Let's go to the Members tab. The Members tab is where you'll enter information on all the people that are a part of this wedding event. You can see Cindy's name automatically got filled in here, along with the role Bride. At this point, I could optionally enter in her measurement information over here onto the right. Let's click Save. And now let's actually start a sales ticket for Cindy. We do that by clicking on her name, choosing New Ticket, and that opens up a new sales ticket for Cindy. Let's start by entering in a sale for that dress that she was interested in back on her prospect card. The system is telling us that the size 12 in white doesn't appear in our inventory, so we're going to have to special order it. That's okay. In the special instructions box, I'm going to type in some special instructions regarding the buttons on this dress. Now we're going to give Cindy a 10% discount on this dress. Now I want to sell Cindy a headpiece, but I know that headpiece isn't in stock. No problem. We can add information about it right here on the sales ticket screen. I'll just click on the Sale button, and instead of typing in the style code, I'll click this plus button. Now I'm going to enter in the information on the item that I'm ultimately going to special order for this customer. Even though it doesn't appear in the inventory yet, I can still add it here for the purposes of creating a purchase order. I'm going to enter NA for the size and the color, because sizes and colors are not applicable on headpieces. I'll save the item here. I know it's going to have to be special ordered, so I'll check that. And there we go. We've just added a sale for an item that I didn't actually have a record of in my inventory, but yet I was able to put in the information that the system needed in order to create a purchase order. Now I'm going to take a payment. I'll come down here and click on Save Done with Ticket, and that takes me to a payment screen. I'll say that she's going to pay with a Visa card. We'll say that she's only going to pay us about $500 right now. WinBPS provides an optional integration through a partnership with National Merchant Alliance to do online credit card processing. The program supports standard credit card swipe readers. You could just take the card right now and swipe it, and the account information will fill in these fields. Then just click Process. The whole process literally takes about 3 seconds. Then the program will want you to print a receipt. Here you can select from a number of predefined terms of sales to have print on your receipt. And again, we'll have this go to the screen so you can see it. Here's what the customer's receipt looks like. With the optional email module, you could also email a receipt to a customer. Just go to her ticket, click on Print, and choose Email Receipt. One of the most powerful parts of the WinBPS program is its purchase order capability. WinBPS makes it easy to keep track of not only those purchase orders that you need to issue, but checking up on those ones that you already have issued as well. Let's issue the purchase orders for Cindy's wedding. We'll click Purchase Orders, then Issue Purchase Orders. I'm going to tell the program that I want to see only the unissued purchase orders for any events in the month of September. Click on Update, and here's a list of all the events in the month of September that have unissued purchase orders. Right now, Cindy's is the only wedding in September. This screen gives you a lot of information, including the event name, the event type, the event date. Here we see the number of members in the party, how many have purchased, and how many have paid money down. If I click on one of these lines, I'll then see the role of the customer, as well as the customer's name, the vendor number, the style code of the item, the color, the size, and the percentage of down payment. I'll check these boxes to tell the program that I'm interested in issuing these 2 items. Then I'll click the Issue button. Here I'm going to tell the system that I want the requested ship date to be 60 days prior to the actual wedding date. I'm going to say that I'd like it shipped UPS Red, and then I'll click OK. The system's now asking if we want to preview the PO to the screen before we actually print it. I'm going to say yes. Here's a preview showing what the actual printed purchase order will look like. You can see it contains all the information that you need to know in order to place the order with the vendor, including the vendor's name, their phone numbers, your account number with that vendor, and down here you'll actually see the information on what you need to order using that manufacturer's style number, the size and the color, and the unit cost. Here's the special instructions. Remember back on the sales ticket when we placed the order, we told it that we wanted to replace the standard buttons with fancy. There's the note right there. I'm going to close the preview, and then the program will ask us if we want to print the PO or send it to the screen. We'll send it to the screen in this case. And again, it shows you a preview of that PO. I'll just close this preview window. And that's it. Now I'll click on Done. Now let's show you how to go back and enter a confirmation number and a confirmation date for those purchase orders. I'll just go back to View Purchase Orders. I'll type in the PO number, There it is in the list. So now I'll click on the PO Details tab. Up here I've got a field for a confirmation shipping date and a confirmation number. I'll put in the confirmation ship date and the confirmation number. I'll click Save. And there, I've just entered a confirmation number and a confirmation date. Now let's say that Cindy has decided to call the shop to find out the status of her dress and her headpiece. WinBPS makes it really easy to very quickly look up that sort of information. Just click on the View Change Event. Type in the bride's last name. Then click on Special Orders and Pickup. This screen is divided into two sections. On the top you'll see all the items that were marked to be specially ordered on this customer's sales ticket. Here you'll see the dress and the headpiece. The bottom half of the screen shows the pickup inventory. That's your layaway room. Once we receive these items will end up down here under pickup inventory, and they'll remain there until the customer comes in and takes them from your store. When they're taken from the store, you'll mark them taken, and then they'll disappear from the pickup inventory section. On the top half, if we scroll to the right, you'll see some date fields. Here's the date issued. Here's the confirmation dates. And here's the receive dates. We can tell by looking at this that Cindy's dress has been issued and it's been confirmed. Since the receive date field is blank, that tells us that the PO hasn't been received yet. Her headpiece was issued as well, but has not yet been confirmed, and we can tell that because the confirmed date is blank, as well as it having not been received, because the received date is blank as well. It's just that quick to look up information on any special orders for your customers. Now let's say that UPS has dropped off a box. You're going to open up that box and take out the packing slip. That packing slip is going to have a purchase order number on it. When you issued the purchase order from WinBPS, you would have given the vendor the purchase order number that the WinBPS program generated. So you go to Purchase Orders, click on View Purchase Orders, type in that PO number from the packing slip, click on it, then click on View PO Details, and this is Cindy's dress. I'm ready to receive it now, so I'll go down and click on Receive PO. This window shows all of the items that were on that purchase order. In this particular case, there was only the one item. If this were a purchase order that had multiple items for bridesmaids for the same event, then all of those bridesmaids items would be on this one screen. I'll click Receive. The system is now asking if we want to print a pickup inventory tag for every item that I'm receiving. This is a tag that can be placed on the garment to identify the item, so that when you go to hang it up in your layaway room, you can hang it up in the proper place under the proper event. The system is asking for an invoice number. Here's a preview to the screen of what the pickup inventory tag looks like. You can see it has the event name, the customer name, the wear date, and if the measurements were entered for this customer, her measurements would be entered here as well. And that's it. We've just received the PO. Now let's go back and receive the second item. Same thing as before. We'll click Receive PO, Receive. This time I won't print a tag. I will put in the invoice number. And just like that, the PO has been received. Now let's say Cindy were to call right now to find out if her dresses or her headpiece were in. We just click on View Change Event. We'll go to her event, go to the Special Order tab. Now you'll see the screen looks a little different than it did before. If we scroll to the right here, we'll see the received date is now filled in. And now under the pickup inventory section, now you'll see the items that have been received and are now waiting in our pickup inventory or layaway room for Cindy. At the end of the business day, I'm going to want to run my end of day business reports and close the store. First, I'll run a revenue report. The revenue report will show all the sales revenue realized for the business day, as well as other important information. Here's what a revenue report looks like. At the top you can see the receipt section. This shows all the money that was taken in for the day, separated by its type. Checks, Visa, in this example. Down here is our cash register section, which shows the breakdown of the sales realized. Here's the sales tax number. This number right here shows you the amount of sales tax you owe the state for this business day. Finally, down here we have a breakdown by category of the taxable sales and non-taxable sales. That's a revenue report. The last thing I'm going to do in the business day is to close the store. Let's do that now. This is the store closing screen. Here I'm going to enter in the top half of the screen all the cash that's in my cash drawer. Now I'm going to count the amount of checks, charges that are in my cash drawer, and I'm going to enter those as well. Great. Now my day is balanced. My cash drawer is balanced. Now if I choose to, I can run a daily register report. I can do that by clicking here. This basically is just in report form the information that we just entered onto the screen. Finally, I'll click on Close Store. And now my store is closed for the day. Now when I come in to open up the shop tomorrow, I'll open the store and we'll start all over again. Your inventory is your business, and WinBPS does a great job of keeping track of your inventory for you. Let's show you what I mean. Let's bring up the item that we sold to Cindy earlier. Here's the main style screen for this inventory item. Here every inventory item is assigned a vendor style, an accounting class, and an inventory category, as well as a retail factor markup and a reorder cost. The program will automatically generate the base price or the selling price for you by multiplying the reorder cost times the retail factor. Over here we have the SCW screen, or size, color, and width. This is the screen where you'll enter the specific sizes and colors of your inventory items. Back on the main screen at the top we have a Statistics tab. The Statistics tab will give you all kinds of information. Here we can see the net inventory cost of this item, the inventory value, and the average unit value, and the activity. Remember back on the prospect card where we put this dress on her interest screen in prospects? That counted as one hit of activity, and that's reflected here. Down here we have the figures for month to date, year to date, and lifetime. Here we can see on the month to date statistics, we've sold one of this dress under price number 1. WinPOS lets you put 2 retail prices for every inventory item if you choose to. We can see the month-to-date revenue generated for this item, the month-to-date cost of sales, and the month-to-date gross margin percentage. Down here we see the last date sold and the customer number for which this item was last sold to. If I double click on this last sold to customer number, it'll actually bring up that customer's card. Here we can see that Cindy was the last one we sold this dress to. If you're interested in getting reporting information from your inventory, we cover that too, under Reports and Inventory Reports. We can choose to display our inventory to the screen or to print it. We can also export the inventory listing to an Excel spreadsheet file. That's the case with most of the reports in WinBPS. Let's see a quick inventory report by category. I'm going to limit the report to the category wedding gowns. Let's have it go to the screen. And here's our inventory by category report. The report gives you a breakdown of all the inventory separated by its category. At the bottom of the last page of the report, we'll see grand total figures. That's just one of the many inventory reports that we offer. WinBPS offers many sales reports. You can run sales reports in a number of different ways in order to answer all of your who, what, where, and when sales questions. Let's show you a couple examples now. First, let's run a sales graph. We'll do a bar type graph. We'll use the sales information on our y-axis and the category on our x-axis. This is a sales report for today. You can see we've only sold 2 items, but there's the information displayed in a graphic form, which you can then send to your printer. A popular report in the program is Sales by Vendor. Here I'll put in a date range, and we'll display this report to the screen. Here's a breakdown of all the sales for the date range I specified, separated in order of vendor. I can also run sales by category. Here the sales are broken down by the inventory category. Finally, there's sales reports by sales associate. This report can be used as a commission report in order for you to learn what sort of commissions you owe your employees. Here the sales are separated by the sales associate that actually sold the items. Those are just some of the sales reports in WinBPS. This concludes this demonstration of the WinBPS program. For more information, please contact BBL Systems Sales Department at 800-587-7277, extension 1 for sales. Or you can email to sales@bblsystems.com. You can also find more information about our products by visiting our website at www.bblsystems.com. Thank you for your time.